Hello again, Vinyl Community, Matt here, and real quick video today. So, when I was a kid, and so we're going back to, let's say, the mid to late 80s, I had my own radio station. In reality, it was just me sitting on top of the kitchen counter with my little portable red record player. It looked a little something like this. And I would be the DJ for my mother as she cooked and baked. And so I would take a little selection of records into the kitchen with me, and one of the records was always this one right here. And this record is Gossip Calypso by Bernard Cribbins. Now, in the US you would say Bernard, in England it would be Bernard. So I'm just going to say Bernard because that's what I always used to refer to his name as. Now, Bernard Cribbins is actually, he's still alive. He's almost 90 years old. I think he's 89 right now. He is an actor, a voice actor as well. He was on radio, did TV and film, and a talented guy actually. He was in like a couple of Doctor Who things. Those of you in the UK will remember the Wombles. He was the voice of at least some of the Wombles, I think. And that's going back to like the, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s. But he also was a comedian of sorts. He wrote, or certainly sang, I don't know how many he wrote, but he certainly sang quirky novelty songs. And believe me, there is nothing that we Brits like more than a novelty song. At least if you were to look at the UK charts, especially from the 70s and 80s, you'd see a lot of novelty tracks in there. We have a habit of sending terrible songs to #1 in the charts, or at least the top 10. And Bernard Cribbins was certainly known in the 60s primarily for his novelty songs as well. And Gossip Calypso was one of them. But Gossip Calypso was not the reason why I used to take this record with me into the kitchen. It was actually for the B-side, which is called One Man Band, because about the first 5 to 10 seconds of this song, that was my jingle. That was my radio jingle. Every radio station's got to have a jingle, right? And so I don't know how old I was. I would guess I was 7, maybe somewhere, 7 or 8, maybe somewhere around there. And yeah, if I'm the DJ, I gotta have my radio station jingle. So unfortunately I can't play you the entire track for copyright reasons, but it doesn't really matter because I only need to play like the first 5 seconds, because that was all my jingle was. The name of my radio station was Radio United. I don't know why it was not a soccer reference. You know, there's quite a few United teams, Manchester United, Newcastle United, etc. Nothing to do with soccer. I was not interested in soccer at the time. I don't know where the name came from. I had to come up with something, and so Radio United is what it was, and that was my jingles. So yeah, let's take a quick listen to like all 5 seconds of it. So what do you think? I guess I chose the name Radio United because it kind of went with the tune, you know. I always had it in my mind that it was like Radio United. Anyway, yeah, I was kind of obsessed with radio stations at the time when I was a kid. I used to spend hours listening to the local radio station, which was called Radio Mercury. and that was a Sussex and I think parts of Surrey. Those are English counties. It broadcast to parts of those. It was always on 102.7 FM. I remember, and 97.5, but 102.7 is what that's what I remember the jingle being. And in fact, there are still jingles around. So I did a little search, and those radio jingles, you can still find them. I doubt that they copyrighted because the radio station doesn't exist anymore. It was later renamed Mercury FM, and Mercury FM was then bought out, and I believe its last broadcast was in 2010. So that was a shame, because that was a radio station in my youth. They used to play, it was mostly modern chart stuff. I still remember listening to like Europe, the Final Countdown, when that was in the charts. That would have been 86 when I was about 7 years old. Like Cutting Crew, Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. And you know, I remember sitting by the speakers at home listening to Radio Mercury. So but my mom actually organized a tour for my birthday. It was probably somewhere around my 8th birthday, and it was the deal where I would go to the radio station to where they broadcast from. I could like see the DJs, I could see what they did, and you know, this would have, let's see, this probably would have been around 87. I don't know if they were still using records then, or if maybe they were now using CDs. They probably, I would imagine they were using CDs, but I don't know. Anyway, I'd be able to see how they were doing everything, all the switches and everything. And anyway, they, a couple of days before I was supposed to go, they canceled it. And I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why. Something came up. Who knows? I don't know what the deal was, but I never did get to go. It never happened. It never went forward. So that was a real bummer, because I was really excited for that. But what can you do? But like I said, the jingles are still, that you can still find them. So I'm gonna close out this video playing a few little jingles from Radio Mercury. So you've heard my jingle, now let's hear theirs. So thanks guys as always for watching. Stay tuned just for another minute. We'll play some Radio Mercury jingles. Thanks as always for watching. Until next time, bye bye.